Centennial Joyce, and an old friend of mine, Hugh Keller, the great American critic, wrote to me and suggested instead of putting up yet another plaque on the houses of Joyce, we put up one instead on the house of Leopold Bloom in Clanbrasset. I thought this was a great idea. I went and saw the old dear who lived in the house. She was fine, she was amenable. Dublin Tourism made the plaque. And so on Thursday, 16th of June, 1982, we were in the front garden. J.K. Elman and Ken are giving a joint tug of the string. The old dear's gone out for the day. She wasn't enjoying. She thought it was the next day. She's gone to get her hair. Again, shows the intervention of a good and decent God, because had she stayed at home, she'd have seen her Aunt Rhinos being trampled into the dirt by 19 European and continental television stations. And just as they were giving it a pull of the string, there was a rusty creak behind my left ear. And I got a tap on the shoulder. I turned round, and there was your classic Dublin jockey with a cloth cap at the back of his head, dismounting artistically from a rather rusty bicycle, and he said, "Excuse me, would you be David Norris by any chance?" I said in my most freezing tones, "I have indeed that signal honour. May I be of assistance to you?" "I don't know," he said, "actually, if I might take the beauties on the other foot, but I could be of assistance to you." He said, "No, I'm afraid I'm a bit of bad news." That, as you know, is the defining characteristic of the Dublin. Possession and delight in delivery. He said, "Now, I know you are professors and that, and don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Buke Lane. In fact, I have to respect it. But on the other hand, said you lack the local colour. So what you've neglected to observe is the two Clanbrasset, upper and lower. He said, we are currently in upper Clanbrasset. He said, there was never Jews in upper. They were all down there in lower Clanbrasset. I don't recall Mr. Leopold Bloom very clearly myself. Although I often say that, yes. Now, here's something that religious Jews. You know, them Jews can't even like their own shag and forth with that. Something to do with their religion. You know that? Oh, now, Bloom was up to that dodge. Do you know what he'd done? He was getting my sister go in at the start of the morning, light a fire for old Mrs. Bloom. You can say what you like about Bloom, but he was very decent to the old man. But I said to him, would you ever bugger off back home? Got my back home, finished the ceremony, went home, had a bath, got the evening paper, and there it was. Our infamy and disgrace and shame displayed to the Irish public. Right across from the evening paper, Joyce's get the wrong head. I said to myself, shite on! No, wait a minute. It's this mouse. What better tribute could you possibly have to the vitality of the genius of James Joyce? A little old Jockson in a cloth cap on a rusty bicycle in Clanbrasset, who has never read Ulysses, has convinced himself that he's seen Blue. Now, whatever about seeing things, you don't see much of things. Like, I'm not going to go into it, just except one more. Because it was the book that Joyce invested most in. And it is difficult. It's on one sense a circle, the circle of the River Liffey, tumbling down from her spring up the Dublin mountains, through the city, out to sea, to anonymity, death, and then she's taken back as moisture into a cloud and falls off a great circle, and her husband is a Dublin innkeeper, he's Gulliver, he's Duke of Wellington, he's Finnegan, he's Finn McCool, he's all kinds of things. And in order to give this dream sequence some clothing, Joyce melts down 60 world languages to create this new dream language. But despite that, he retains his sympathy and love and loyalty to the I am, the heartbeat, so you can actually scan the feet. Where you scan the feet, you can see what's going on. I remember being on French radio some years ago, and the interviewer said, Mr. Norris, you suggest it's possible to understand Joyce with the eye, darling, hearing with the ear as well. Ulysse peut-être, alors has been translated, édition Gallimard, Jacobin, beautiful. But he said, this Finnegan, this monster, on the first page is one word, 2.5 lines long. The ear cannot hear, the eye cannot conceive such. I said, excuse me. He said, can it try? He said, no. I said, oui. He said, do. I said, exactly. But you have to realize that it is, when you scan it, clearly revealing itself as the first of a series of peals of thunder that echo throughout the book, introducing the series of Victorian changes. And here it is. A fall. And he accepted, reluctantly, that it approximates the sound of thunder recorded would be much better in French. He did not long survive it. He died in 1941, the book was published in 1939. The war came, the Joyce family was dissipated across Europe. And I know from his friends he was disappointed in the comparative poverty of response. But there were two that pleased him. One was by the great American Jewish critic, late Harry Levin, who died a year ago. And the other intriguingly was in the pages of the Vatican newspaper, L'Osservatore Romano. And in it, the Jesuit reviewer said that whatever else this book showed, Joyce's last great testament illustrated that with his Jesuit education, he had remained a great spiritual writer. And that, I think, explains the smile, the ghost of a smile that flickers across the face of the death mask made by Paul Speck in Zurich in January 1941, because I think that James Joyce never quite stopped considering the other possibility. The road, as Robert Frost wrote, the road not taken. That road that might have led him not to be an internationally celebrated